we have another installment of our student spotlights. This is a special edition because we're interviewing two students, two amazing students, and I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves. Matteo, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Matteo Galiano. I am a junior. I'm right now in my fifth semester. Uh, I am majoring computer science with honors, and I'm doing also a business minor. I grew up in Colombia, in Bogota, Colombia, but I'm a little bit from all over the place because I was born in Florida and my family is mostly Italian. So I got a little bit of a mix there. Then I like playing golf in my free time, and I also enjoy working. I also enjoy going to a gym, and things that probably something that probably people don't know about me is that I used to play competitive golf when I was younger. When I was in Colombian high school, and I went to a lot of world championships representing Colombia, and I was part of the Colombian national team for a bit for golf. And yeah, I just play for fun.
That's cool, and it's good that you're in Arizona because there's a lot of golf areas here that you can practice on. So thank you, Matteo,
Yeah.
for introducing yourself. Aleco, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, thank you, Martin. My name is Aleco Dominguez. I'm a junior doing a double major in neuroscience, cognitive science, and computer science. My hometowns are Lima, Peru, and Guadalajara, Mexico. So I grew up between the two, but I was actually born in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And some of my hobbies are reading, cycling, and really any like outdoor activities I really enjoy. And something interesting about me is that, well, I want to be like Mateo. So I got into uh, being a professional triathlete, and I raced for like 5 years professionally representing Peru.
That's great. And you're also involved in the U of A triathlon team here as well, if I remember correctly. In fact, you're in Texas right now helping them out, I believe.
Yes, yeah, I'm very grateful to be part of the team. I'm as the student manager for them. So I just help, during races with anything they need, and then day-to-day training sessions, mechanicals, just logistics and stuff. But yeah, they're amazing. And you have a poster back there of the national
Yeah,
championship
yeah,
last year, and
yeah.
we are going into the national championships in 2 weeks in Tempe. So that'll be very, very cool.
That's great. Hopefully they're able to continue the success that they've had. All right, so this first question for you both is, why did you decide to attend the University of Arizona?
Okay. I personally decided for the University of Arizona. It wasn't like a planned decision that much because as an international student, you just apply to a lot of universities and just see what happens. At least that was the case for me because I didn't know I was gonna end up studying here in the US long term. It was just something that came up probably a year before I graduated. So out of the universities that accepted me and gave me a good academic scholarship, I decided to go with the U of A because of the flexibility most of all. And what I mean by that is that the computer science program has a lot of electives, so you can sort of choose where you want to specialize yourself in after you see the base courses. So after you get some deep knowledge in computer science, you get to choose where you want to keep learning, if I'm making myself clear there. So I really liked that aspect about it, and I decided to come here. And I'm really happy I did. I'm grateful to God for giving me the opportunity to be able to come here.
For me, I actually did my freshman year in a small private university in Charlotte, North Carolina, called Queen's University of Charlotte. And I was drawn to that university because of the triathlon program. And at the time, I was racing professionally for Peru and just super into it. So I was looking for scholarship opportunities, and I got one there. But then later on, the U of A started its own triathlon program. And I got invited to become a student manager and get involved and help and everything. And to be honest, being from Peru, Mexico, I just didn't know much about the U of A. But I took the opportunity, came here, and I'm just so happy that I got the opportunity to come here because I love the U of A. I love Tucson. I'm super grateful as well to be there. It's amazing.
That's great. It sounds like from both of you that U of A wasn't your initial on your radar, but you found your way here, and we're glad that you are here because it sounds like you're taking advantage of a great program and that you're actively engaged, which is what we want to hear. So that's wonderful. My next question is, why did you select computer science as your major?
Yeah, so in my case, it was actually through neuroscience that I got that interest, and it's through Matteo also. I also have to give a lot of credit to him because like he's very passionate about it, and we became friends in our freshman sophomore year, if I'm not wrong, and he would talk to me about it. At the same time that in my neuroscience classes, we were talking about like the data analysis part of research with like machine learning and all these like super cool tools. And after reading like a few papers and everything, that's something that I wanted to get involved in. And that's how I ended up adding computer science to that. And I've always really enjoyed like some coding classes like back in high school, technology, chemistry, biology. So it's cool to be able to have that mix. Pretty awesome.
Okay, in my case, it was honestly just because I like it. When I was in high school, uh, we had it was called informatics back then. In I studied in an Italian high school, and that was part of the mandatory curriculum. And I really enjoyed that class. Honestly, I really enjoyed it, and that's where I learned my basics of how to code, and that's where I got the interest, and I ended up deciding to be a computer science major because honestly, there's not much more to it. I just enjoyed it since I was little. I really liked technology. I really liked coding, like being able to build in a computer whatever I wanted. So it was just interesting to me, and I just decided to learn about it.
Yeah, computer science is a very involved science, and I'm glad that you were able to get that exposure in high school, and that influenced you to make a decision in that field. And it's awesome that you also influenced Aleco to pursue that field as well. I think that's a great story to hear. So, what do you like most about the computer science program?
Um, yeah, I will keep it the same. I think the flexibility. I really like that I get to choose what classes am I interested in, what subjects interest me, so I could get to learn about whatever I want. I'm really interested in taking all the machine learning and artificial intelligence courses that are electives here at the U of A, and I'm preparing myself to start taking those between next 2 semesters. And just being able to choose because computer science is just a really broad area. You could specialize yourself in a lot of areas, in a lot of small subjects and subsets of computer science. And I just really like the fact that you can choose and I can just have that power over my education.
I'd say that's a great point. Like I do agree, like it's super cool to be able to have like computer science and be able to apply it to like so many areas. Because right now I'm like obviously trying to like look at the intersection with neuroscience, but there's like so many other possibilities, which is awesome. But for me, what I was thinking, and I haven't like gotten to do like as many electives as you. I'm looking forward to that. But I think like the projects have been like very cool. And like most of these courses like in Python, in C, in Java that I've taken, although all the projects are like pretty challenging, but I've enjoyed, like putting myself like through them. And like I've like really learned, and it's like very different from the projects and assignments that I have in my other courses in neuroscience and other courses that I've taken. It's just like a very cool way. It kind of like really like pushes me to learn more and just like challenge me.
That's great. That's wonderful to hear the relevance of your coursework and that it allows you to have that autonomy to choose what you want to pursue and challenges you. That's wonderful to hear. Now you've taken some classes, you both have, and it sounds like you're looking forward to taking more. So this question is mostly about what courses have you already taken that you are that you particularly liked, or might be your favorite CS course, and why?
So right, I'm gonna say 252 um right now with Professor Russ. That's a super interesting course, and I haven't I'm like halfway through it right now, but it's just been super interesting to finally like go a little deeper into like how everything like works down to like binary. Um, and the projects are cool, the lectures are pretty interesting. So it's like I don't know, I find it like easy to stay engaged in that class. It's just like I sit down for my 75-minute lecture and it goes by like nothing.
For me, it's one that I'm also taking right now that I'm really interested in is CC380, which is essentially data science. And at the beginning, we were just seeing like advanced probability and statistics. But we just started last week learning the intro about machine learning and the intro of predictive data modeling. So it's a subject that I've wanted to learn for a long time. So it's really interesting for me. And I'm trying to set myself up so I can take the big machine learning course that is 480 in probably fall 26. I'm probably gonna take it then. But I'm really excited about learning about, yeah, just training different models and just everything related to machine learning and AI because the hot topic right now is something that also interests me a lot.
Yeah, those sound like really interesting courses, and I'm glad that you're enjoying both of those classes. And just like any course, you're going to have assignments, you're going to have projects, you're going to have a lot of classes at the same time. How do you stay motivated when classes or projects can get pretty challenging?
Honestly, when classes start to get challenging, I personally just like it's just something within me that I just get interested even more in trying to learn and in trying to like actually understand what's happening behind it. And yeah, an example of that is, for example, when I have an exam and I mess up a question and I just go ask the teacher and just ask him for explanations and keep asking questions until I finally understand exactly why was I wrong and what is the reasoning behind it. So I am really like yeah, I'm really like that. I really like learning and when I have problems with something, I just feel even more motivated. So it's not like I just motivate myself in a particular way. It's just like automatic for some reason.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was gonna like say something similar because I think that's like super important. Just like you get a bad grade, a bad result, and you shouldn't just like, oh, okay, good thing it's done. I'm gonna move on. You gotta like go to office hours, ask more questions, and just like be even more engaged that you was. Because if you get like a bad result, it means that you probably weren't going as often to office hours, or you weren't like paying attention in class. So I feel like for me, it's just more about like yeah, like seeing like where I can optimize a little bit more my schedule. Maybe I can go to like one other office hours per week. Maybe I can do a little extra like practice problems or review certain things that could help me out.
Yeah, that is wonderful to hear. And I think it's really important that you find that intrinsic motivation. And it sounds like you both have it, that you just have that drive. And some people call it true grit, some people call it highly driven folks, but it's wonderful to know that you have those skills. And it's important that people do find that thing that motivates them. And the challenge itself is the motivation. So who has been a mentor or a major influence during your time at the University of Arizona?
Um, I want to say like in this case, like right now, my mentor is Julie Miller, and she's on the neuroscience department, speech and language department, and through her, like I've like really been able to like pursue my interests because even though we're working on zebra finches and bird song, uh, like as a way to study Alzheimer and Parkinson's, I'm finding she's like letting me, look into possible ways to integrate computer science into that, and that's a very cool opportunity. It's awesome to like get that like I learned like so much from her on neuroscience, but then also like get a little bit of freedom to like find my niche between like neuroscience and computer science. And on the computer science side of things, I'd say that's somewhere where I would like love to be more involved within the CS department and um, have someone to like really like look up to. I know Matteo is someone I definitely look up to, but yeah, just like be even more engaged with like other students, other departments, within computer science projects, research, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, in my case, I don't, I would, I think the person that has helped me the most, he was a classmate that I had last semester. I took multiple classes with him. We were both taking honors in mechanic physics. We were both taking 345 and we were both taking 335 also. And I spent a lot of time with him. And his name is Severian Adams. He's a really, really smart person, really good coder. I learned a lot from him, and I'm really happy I was able to learn so much from him. And yeah, he taught me a lot, honestly. He taught me a lot when I struggled in class. He was the one also helping me understand some things. And yeah, it was him. And talking about professors, I don't over the years I haven't really been able to like bond, especially with some faculty member because I've always switched professors because classes just switch professors and yeah. But I will start my graduation, my honors thesis next semester, so I'm probably gonna end up having a mentor here at the CS department. I just don't have it yet. I can't pinpoint it.
It is important to have mentors, and I'm glad you were both able to find someone, a peer, faculty member, or you're continuously looking for those mentorships because it's important to have somebody that can help support you in that way. So that's great. Mateo, you mentioned looking for a mentor. I know you have been somewhat of a mentor to Aleco, and you're in your role as an undergraduate TA. You probably do a little bit of mentoring, or you are viewed as a mentor by your students. Tell us why someone would or should participate in being a TA.
Honestly, I think you just get to help people, so it's really like I feel like I'm giving back to all the peers that I've had in the past that have helped me. So I get to like give back a little bit of that. I'm being a mentor of 345, which is analysis of discrete structures. And it's pretty interesting, honestly. And it's a topic that I really like. And it's a topic that I think is fundamental to be able to develop as a computer science major. And I get to practice the subjects and the class content, and I also get to help people, help friends, and help just anyone that comes to my office hours or contacts me. And I'm just grateful that I get to I try to have a positive impact on their learning journey at the U of A. So it just feels really good, honestly. And I get to also practice some concepts that, at least in my opinion, in my eyes, are really crucial for computer science.
Yeah, being able to teach someone else a concept helps reinforce it for you, and it sounds like you're definitely getting that in we're very thankful for our TAs in the department because you are having a positive impact. That's a ripple effect. There's going to be students that you help that eventually will want to become TAs themselves and are going to have a positive impact. And they're going to use, what they see you do as a model of what a good TA is. So thank you again for that work. Aleco, you mentioned earlier that you're doing some research. Maybe you can tell us about your research experience and why someone should consider doing research while they're an undergraduate.
Yeah, of course. I mean, first of all, yeah, like, thank you, Matteo. I think that the TA position that's like super cool. That's something I would like to do at some point. Because yeah, it's not like like you also like helps you like refresh, but like just like be able to like help all of the other students. And I've been in that position as a student, like going to several TAs and to you. It's awesome to have you guys just there to help out. Um, and I think like the TA position, like the research position that I'm at, and like other like places that you can help out on campus is just like a great way to get like a different perspective on the department and be able to just like be involved, and just from there just it opens like a lot of doors, a lot of opportunities. You learn a lot essentially, and all it really takes is to like maybe like show up to your office hours with TAs, with your professors, and then just ask them like how is in what way can I get like more involved? Like who who should I talk to? Like what is there like out there that I can do? And I think there's just like a whole lot of options out there, and it's just all about just going and asking the question. And in my case, Julie Miller, she was my professor for one of my first neuroscience courses, my first neuroscience course, and through going to her office hours, that's where I really got to interact more with her, because class is is like a very big, very classroom. It's hard to get one-on-one time with a professor and get to know them. But from there on, after that semester, I reached out again several times, and now I'm super grateful to be there. And yeah, like I said, we do research on Alzheimer and Parkinson's through songbird analysis in the zebra finch bird model. And yeah, I've been able to learn a lot there, and also have the freedom to look into like the opportunity to write code uh, and be able to do that data analysis parts of the research and be involved there. So pretty cool stuff. It's something that I'm like super interested in, and it motivates me a lot.
You've both spoken to some degree about the importance of intersectionality between computer science and like neuroscience. I think you talked about the evolving nature of artificial intelligence and machine learning and computer science. So what makes you most excited about computer science in the next couple of years?
I think a very cool thing is definitely like AI and machine learning. And for example, in my lab right now, we are um, like Julie is one of the pioneers in using the songbird model. It's done a lot of research has been done on mice, but not on zebra finch birds. And it's a very different type of data analysis that needs to be done. There's a lot of programs out there and a lot of research articles on how to interpret like the changes in the mice and how they communicate. Because in Parkinson's and Alzheimer, you can expect like their speech to change in frequency and duration. There's all these different variables, but if there isn't that yet in with zebra finches, and the zebra finches offer like a new perspective, and very promising like research area because of how like their brain is similar to the human brain. So being able to develop these tools would obviously may lead to like be able to like analyze more data and have more concrete like results, and be able to make like better conclusions on where you know uh, specifically which genes are the ones responsible for these diseases, and what solutions, what kind of drugs can be used to counter these specific genes and be able to get like the specific results and help people with their disease.
It's pretty interesting. I in my case, I really want to try and marry the business and the computer science areas. I was a business major during my first 3 semesters. Now, well, I was also a computer science major. I was double majoring. I just decided to focus on computer science, and I'm probably gonna do an MBA later on. But I'm really interested in the data analytics and data science and just information systems part of business. And yeah, I want to try and marry both areas and just machine learning, everything related to machine learning and predictive models and artificial intelligence, database systems, how to design databases will help me with my idea and my plan of working in that area. And yeah, just automating sales processes and all of that stuff.
That's great. It sounds like you both have a pretty good idea of what you see as the future of computer science and how you're going to leverage that into possibly a future career, what are your career goals?
Honestly, looking forward, after I graduate, I'm probably gonna do my master's like straight away and just get that done with so I can actually start focusing on working. And I really want to either make a business uh, to like yeah, to go into that area of data analytics and predictive models and might maybe a SaaS. I don't know right now what I have in mind, but it's gonna be either that or I'm gonna end up working as a data analyst or some sort of machine learning like trainer, like model trainer or something like that inside a business. That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing in the future. But I am not sure, honestly. Just you don't know what the future holds, and I just only God is in charge. Only God knows what's going to happen. So I can't say much, honestly.
That's pretty cool. I think we're pretty much on the same boat, Mateo. Like I also wanna like do either a master's or even like a postdoc, like after U of A. And U of A on its own, like it has like some very good opportunities in neuroscience, in computer science. And then I've also been like eyeing some other opportunities like abroad, which would be awesome. But I also wanna maybe do this while I'm also already working. And I think it's cool that like computer science like is broad because then it opens up the doors to other possibilities, other opportunities. But at the same time, it's hard for me to like pinpoint a single one. Right now, my in the short term, I'm trying to get an internship for this coming summer and get some more experience and maybe well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that throughout this process of the internship and the internship itself, I'll be able to have a better idea of where I can go with where I am so far.
I'm happy to hear that both of you are considering post-baccalaureate master's programs to continue learning about the different areas that you're interested in. Because as we all know, they're the postgraduate, post-bachelor fields and opportunities allow you to have even more opportunities within computer science in which you're interested in. So, that's wonderful that you're both looking at beyond bachelor's degree. Now, that's looking forward, but what about looking back? Tell me what's something you wish you would have known as a first year student now that you're, further along in your academic career?
As a first year, especially here in the U of A, I wish I had taken advantage more of the resources and probably be more, attentive of where they were, because I probably like missed, or I wasn't expecting there to be such big classrooms. I came from like a small school in Charlotte, and I was very surprised to go from like 15 students per classroom to 150. That was an eye opener. And then I feel like if I had taken advantage of all the resources, the TAs, the professor office hours, there's I think it's the Academic Center for Student Success, and then library and all everything that the U of A has to offer. I would have it would have gone like way smoother my transition here. But right now that I do, it's just like a game changer. I don't know how I could do it without like TAs like Matteo, without going to office hours with the professors and just taking advantage of everything that there's is out there.
Honestly, I was going to say the exact same thing because I really struggled with it. I didn't take advantage of the resources that I had. Uh, yeah, it was just something new in my opinion. It was something that I had never like seen or like had before, like something like office hours and TAs, and it's just something concepts completely new for me. So I wish I'd had gone more to office hours and like ask more questions. The library, all the books that the university has, all the helps, all the university has. I wish I would have taken more advantage of it, but I'm doing it right now, and it's pretty it's better. It is better.
That's good. And people love to see when someone, learns from their experience, and it sounds like you both have. So learning about all that. So then my next question, ¿qué consejo le darías a un estudiante interesado en ciencias de computación de tu país?
Pues nada, que aproveche los recursos que tiene, aproveche los recursos que le da la universidad, que aproveche todas las oportunidades que tiene, tomen clases complicadas y aprendan y enfóquense en aprender y en sacarle el jugo y en poder aprovechar la experiencia universitaria y en poder aprovechar todo lo que tiene una universidad para dar en términos conceptuales. Aprovechen experiencias de trabajo, aprovechen poder ser teaching assistants, poder ser asistentes de equipos, todo lo que solamente, sí, aprovechen todo lo que la universidad les puede dar. In English, that is essentially just like take advantage of everything that university has to offer, like every opportunity that you can get, just take it, take hard classes, learn from them, learn from all the mistakes you make, and just like focus on being able to learn and to like learn the most out of the experience that you're gonna have in university.
Muy de acuerdo, Mateo. Yo también, muy parecido a lo que dijiste, diría que lo mejor es aprovechar, o sea, todos los recursos que tiene la universidad y pues también, pues yo creo que puede ser un poco intimidante, o sea, recién llegar, ¿no? Por ejemplo, aquí a U of A de haber estado en otro país, pero, pues, o sea, si en verdad te involucras y aprovechas los recursos y pues haces conexiones con tus amigos, con los TAs, con los profesores, con todo. Entonces, en verdad no hay nada que no puedas hacer, porque, o sea, te está costando un poco un trabajo, una tarea o algo, pues para eso tenemos a gente como Mateo, a los profesores. Solo tienes que ir y no te van a dar la respuesta, pero te van a ayudar a resolverlo. Entonces, pues en verdad que sí, la única forma de en verdad fracasar es si no vas con ellos y les haces la pregunta. Y luego, de ahí en adelante, no solo tareas y proyectos y cosas, sino también ir con ellos y preguntarles cómo me puedo involucrar más, a quién me puedes recomendar para hacer tal cosa que quiero hacer ya para trabajo o internship o research o TA o lo que sea. pues tienes que ir y buscarlo y está ahí. Así que es nada más cuestión de ir y agarrarlo, básicamente.
Pues Mateo, Aleco, muchas gracias. Thank you for participating in the interview process. You both had some really great responses, and I hope folks that are watching this really appreciate, you know, the computer science program, the benefits of being a computer science student, and the intersectionality. I really enjoyed our conversations. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Martin, for having us. Thank you, Mateo.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Aleco, for the opportunity.